Welcome back to Chats with Paragals. This is part 2 of our Unexplained Death series. Serena is kicking off today's episode, so grab a drink and get cozy.
Some mysteries are solved within days, others take years, but a select few refuse to give up their secrets, no matter how much time passes. They remain hidden in forgotten places, waiting beneath layers of silence, leaving behind only questions. Tonight, Chats with Paragals takes you into a lonely valley on the west coast of Norway, a place where the mountains stand silent, where the mist rolls between the trees, and where, more than 50 years ago, a woman walked into the wilderness carrying a secret that disappeared with her.
Oh, God, must be some secret.
This is the story of the Isdal woman, the woman who left no name. The morning of the 29th of November 1970 began like many others in Bergen, Norway. Cold, quiet, grey. Winter had settled in over the landscape, covering the mountains with a heavy stillness. The city of Bergen sat surrounded by rugged peaks and deep valleys, places where nature could feel both beautiful and unforgiving. Just outside the city was a place known as Ilsdalen, or Ice Valley.
Oh,
But the locals had another name for it.
oh no.
The Valley of Death.
Oh. That sounds delightful, doesn't it?
Imagine living next door to that.
That's a holiday
Where do you live?
resort.
Just around the corner from the Valley of Death there.
Actually, kind of sounds cool.
It probably is a place we'd like to go
As I
live.
walk
Yeah.
through the... What's that song?
Valley of Death.
As I walk through the something in the Valley of Death, is it not? I don't know. Anyway, never mind.
It is something like
It's
that.
on Titanic.
Oh, as I walk through the shadow of the Valley of Death.
That's
Sorry,
it.
that was going to annoy me.
For generations, the valley had carried a strange reputation. Its steep cliffs, isolated paths, and unforgiving terrain had seen tragedy before. People had fallen there, others had chosen the valley as the place where their lives would end. It was a place where the silence felt heavier than it should. A place where the mountains seemed to hold on to their secret. And on this cold November day, another secret was about to be discovered. A father and his 2 young daughters were walking through the valley. The family had come out to enjoy the landscape, unaware that within moments of their ordinary walk, it would become the beginning of one of Europe's strangest mysteries.
Oh.
The girls moved ahead, exploring the rocks and trees, and then one of them stopped. Something unusual had caught her eye. At first it looked like discarded clothing, something left behind by another walker. But as they moved closer, they realised it wasn't clothing.
Oh no.
It was a body.
Oh.
Imagine just going out for a walk.
A woman lay among the rocks. She was badly burned.
Oh.
The scene was disturbing and immediately raised questions. Who was she? How did she end up there? And
How did she
why?
get burnt and dies?
And why did it appear that almost everything connecting her to the outside world had disappeared? Police arrived and began their investigation. At first, they considered the possibility of suicide. The location seemed to fit. The valley had a history of attracting those wanting to disappear. But as investigators examined the scene, they began noticing details that did not make sense. The woman had not simply vanished into the wilderness. She had left behind a trail of clues.
Oh.
Clues that seemed deliberately confusing.
Oh no.
Ah, shite.
She was playing a game.
Do you want to play a game?
Do you want to play a game?
Near her body were several objects: a watch, jewellery, a few personal items, burned clothing, an umbrella, boots.
An umbrella.
An umbrella and boots.
Very random.
But there was something missing. Something that every investigator hoped would be there.
A clue.
Identification.
ID.
Ooh.
No passport, no wallet, no handbag, no photograph. Nothing that revealed who she was. It was almost as if the woman had been carefully erased.
Ew.
Oh my god.
The first examination of the body revealed even more mysteries. The woman was estimated to be around 40 years old, and she had taken a large amount of sleeping medication before her death.
Did
But-
she take it or was she given it?
Who knows? But investigators discovered something disturbing. She had inhaled smoke.
So she was
wasn't-
alive when she was burnt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ew. What a way to go.
This meant she had been alive when the fire began. The question that haunted investigators were simple. Had she started the fire herself, or had someone else done it? The answer remained unclear. There were no witnesses. No obvious weapon, no clear motive, only a woman in a remote valley, and a growing feeling that this was not a simple tragedy. As police searched the area, they discovered another strange detail. The woman's possessions showed signs of careful preparation. Several items had their labels removed, not accidentally, not worn away, cut away.
Oh.
Oh.
The names of the manufacturers, the places where the clothing had been purchased, any small piece of information that might reveal where she came from. Gone.
That's so random. There's no clues at all. Like,
None. Whoever this woman was, she did not want to be found. Or perhaps someone else did not want her to be identified.
Oh.
imagine murdering someone alive.
Oh, ran.
Jesus.
The investigation soon moved beyond Isdalen. Police began looking at missing person reports. Had a family somewhere been waiting for her to come home? Had someone been searching for her? But there was a problem. No one seemed to be missing her. No one came forward. No one recognised her.
That's so sad.
That's so weird.
That's so sad, though. That you're that alone in the
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
Nobody knows you're gone.
It was as though she had lived a life completely separate from everyone else. A life hidden behind a carefully constructed wall of secrets. Then, just when the investigators thought the mystery could not become stranger, they discovered the suitcases.
Oh.
And inside those suitcases, they would find evidence that would transform this from an unidentified death into one of the most fascinating mysteries of the 20th century.
What the fuck was in the suitcase?
Because the woman
More
in the
bodies.
valley had not simply hidden her identity, she had lived under many.
Oh, it just got interesting.
When investigators first arrived in Isdalen, they believed they were dealing with a tragic death. A woman alone, a life ended in a remote valley, but as they began to uncover the clues she left behind, a darker possibility emerged. This woman had not simply disappeared, she had spent years making sure she could never be found. Days after discovery of her body, investigators received a message that would change the direction of the entire case. 2 suitcases had been found. They had been left in storage at Bergen railway station. They were not connected to the woman at first. There was no name attached, no obvious reason to believe they belonged to her. But when the police opened them, they found a connection. Inside were clothes, toiletries, personal belongings, and most importantly, a collection of clues that suggested the woman from Isdalen had been living a secret life.
Oh.
Mystery and intrigue.
The first thing investigators noticed was not what was inside the suitcases. It was what had been removed. Once again, labels had been cut from clothing, carefully, deliberately.
Oh, that's so weird.
The small pieces of fabric that could have revealed where the clothing was bought, gone. The identity tags inside the garments, gone. It was
Gone.
not something done by accident. Someone had taken the time to remove every possible trace. But why? Most people leave behind evidence in their lives everywhere. A receipt in a pocket, a photograph, a name written inside a book, a note from someone they love.
Piece of hair.
Tiny being.
Who are you looking at?
No, mine is the same.
All of
Because
us.
everywhere I
All
go,
of us.
my hair falls out. I'd never be able to get away with a murder.
None of us would be
None of
honest.
us would.
But this woman had left almost nothing. It was as if she understood exactly how investigations worked, as if she knew what questions would be asked, and had already answered them by removing the clues. Among the belongings was a notebook. At first it appeared ordinary, but when detectives examined it more closely, they found pages filled with strange markings. Numbers, letters, abbreviations, dates. At first glance, it looked like a code. Eventually, investigators realised it was a record of her movements, a hidden travel diary. It revealed a woman constantly on the move. She had travelled through several countries, she had stayed in numerous hotels, and she had done something that immediately caught investigators' attention. She had rarely used the same name twice.
That's mad.
Oh my god.
The woman from Isdalen had not lived under one identity. She had lived under many. At least 8 different names were linked to her travels.
Ah, Jesus.
Different
Fucking hell.
passports, different details, different versions of herself. One moment she was a Belgian woman. Another time she gave a different nationality. Her occupations changed, her background changed, even details like her date of birth changed.
I hear.
Jesus.
Every new identity created another layer of mystery. But beneath all those names, nobody knew who she was.
So how would you fucking figure it out?
How could you?
Keep
For
changing.
teeth?
What was the
Invest.
70s? They might not have had good dental records. I don't know.
It's 1970s.
Fair point.
How was their dental records back then? Don't know.
No,
No clue.
there wasn't. Investigators began tracing her journey through hotels across Norway and Europe, and slowly a picture of her began to emerge. Hotel staff remembered her. She was described as elegant, quiet, well-dressed. A woman who seemed comfortable travelling alone. She spoke several languages. She was polite with staff, but distant. She did not form close relationships. She did not share personal details.
Spy.
She arrived.
Just gonna say
She's-
CIA.
Spy.
She arrived. She stayed. She left, like a person passing through a place that was never meant to be home. One hotel employee remembered something unusual. The woman was very careful about her privacy. She kept to herself, she avoided unnecessary conversations, and when she left almost no trace behind. The investigators discovered something else. The woman had travelled with multiple wigs. Different colours, different styles. A change of appearance was easy. Different hairstyle, different name, different person. It raised a disturbing question.
Who the fuck was she?
Who you?
What the fuck was she doing?
Was she simply a private person trying to escape her past? Or was she someone who needed to remain hidden?
Ooh.
The mystery deepened when witnesses came forward. Several people remembered seeing her shortly before her death. One witness reported seeing her in the company of 2 men in the area around Isdalen. She appeared uncomfortable. Some accounts suggested she looked as though she was being followed, but witnesses only saw brief moments, a few seconds, a passing glance, a memory that would later become part of a much bigger mystery. Who were these men? Were they friends, acquaintances, or something more? No one ever found out.
Ooh.
Then came the detail that pushed the case into another world. The Cold War. In 1970, Europe was divided. Countries watched each other. Secrets were everywhere. Intelligence agencies operated quietly in the background.
Sounds like
And Norway was strategically important. It was a country on the edge of the Soviet Union's sphere of influence.
Ooh.
A place where information mattered. Suddenly, the strange behaviour of the Isdal woman seemed to fit a frightening possibility.
Yeah.
Could she have been involved in espionage?
That's what it sounds
It sounded very like it.
Could the false names, coded notes, and constant travel have been part of a secret operation? It was a theory investigators could not ignore, but it was also a theory they could not prove.
Yeah.
There was no secret document, no confession, and no intelligence file released to the public. Only clues and question. The woman in Isdalen had left behind a trail that seemed carefully designed to be followed, but impossible to complete.
Code the cat.
She was good at her job.
Yeah.
Every discovery answered one question, but created another.
Yeah.
Who was she? Why was she hiding? Who was she meeting? And how did she end up alone in the Valley of Death?
Oh.
As investigators continued searching for answers, one possibility began to grow. Perhaps the biggest mystery was not how she died. Perhaps the biggest mystery was who she had been before she did.
Oh.
The deeper investigators travelled into the mystery of the Isdal woman, the further away the truth seemed to become. They had a body, they had belongings, they had a trail of movements across Europe, but they still did not have the one thing every investigation begins with: a name. The investigation into the woman's death continued for years. Police.
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 Felicia.
Stop, police!
I am the police. Police questioned witnesses. They followed leads. They examined every clue left behind in the valley and inside the abandoned suitcases. But the answers never came easily. The official conclusion was that the woman had died from a combination of poisoning and burns. The evidence suggested she had taken a large amount of sleeping medication before the fire began, but the circumstances surrounding her final moments remained uncertain. Was she alone? Had she chosen the valley herself? Or had someone brought her there? But the truth disappeared with her. Perhaps the most unsettling part of the case was the questions of whether anyone was searching for her.
Yeah.
Because after her death, nobody came forward. No family, no friends, no one saying, "That's my sister, that's my daughter, that's the woman we've been looking for." Nothing.
Yeah, that's
my
sad.
God,
Like, that's so
crazy.
sad. Like,
Yeah. For a woman who had travelled across Europe and stayed in countless hotels, it was almost impossible to believe that nobody knew her. Unless that was exactly what she wanted.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
just thinking that.
Over the years, many theories emerged. The most popular was that the Isdal woman may have been connected to intelligence work during the Cold War. The clues certainly seemed unusual. Multiple identities, constant travel, coded notes, carefully removed labels, interest in locations near military facilities, a life built around secrecy. To some, the explanation seemed obvious. She was a spy. That's it. Perhaps she was working for a government agency. Perhaps she had discovered something dangerous. Perhaps her final journey to Isdalen was not a journey she made willingly. But there was a problem. No evidence ever proved it. No official record, no confirmed intelligence connection, no hidden message revealing her mission, only a collection of strange details that created a story that felt possible. But possibility is not proof.
Ugh.
My God.
I thought it was quite frustrating working on the case.
Yeah.
Other theories suggested she may have simply been someone trying to escape her past. A person who wanted a fresh start. Someone who had created new identities because the old one was painful. Perhaps the mystery was not about espionage. Perhaps it was about a woman running from something only she knew. Decades passed. The world changed. Technology advanced.
Oh.
And eventually, modern science was able to uncover something investigators in 1970 could never have discovered. The woman's teeth were examined using modern forensic techniques.
Dum, dum, dum.
From tiny clues hidden within her dental structure, researchers were able to estimate where she had grown up.
No way.
The evidence suggested she had spent her early years somewhere around southern Germany. It was one of the biggest breakthroughs in the case. After more than 50 years, the woman finally had a possible beginning.
Oh my God.
But still no
no
name.
Yeah. Still
No
luck.
family, no complete story. And that is perhaps what makes the Isdale woman so haunting. Is not that she died in a mysterious way, it's the fact that she seems to have vanished twice. Who was the Isdale woman? Was she protecting herself from a secret she could never reveal? Or is the simplest answer the one we struggle most to accept? That sometimes a person can live an entire life and still leave almost nothing behind. The Valley of Death remains, the mountains still stand, the wind still moves through the trees, and somewhere among those silent landscapes lies the memory of a woman who arrived with secrets and left behind a mystery. Some mysteries aren't frightening because of what we know, they're frightening because of what we never will. Whatever happened that day, the valley has never told its secret, and perhaps it never will.
Ooh.
Mm.
Can we
It's
add that
very
place onto our
eerie.
list? It's only in Norway, like.
Oh yeah, we just hop over to Norway.
Yeah.
Go visit the Valley of Death there.
Yeah. Let's see how many of us come back.
Oh, and find out her story.
We might be able to find out who she is.
Yeah, never know.
Find her name.
Do a bit of investigation.
Bring out spear box with us.
That is sad though. It's sad.
That
It's
is-
very
it's a
sad.
sad one.
Yeah.
Just like to have no one missing you
Yeah.
ever.
But maybe she wanted it like that, though.
It was so sad. So
So sad to think about it. Like,
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
But like of all the ways to go
Yeah, burnt.
alive,
Yeah.
Mm.
Wrong.
To me,
Because
it
you'd feel
sounds-
every second of it. Like,
yeah,
And being slowly poisoned from the inside. Blood fucking sleep tablets took as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like whatever about you OD on multiple sleeping tablets and you go.
you go sleep and that's it.
But to set yourself on fire, I don't think so.
I don't think you could.
Not after taking that amount of sleeping
Yeah.
But like I don't
tablets
think
as well.
physically you could. Like you might think you could, but I think when it came
Yeah.
to it, even in that state, you'd be like, "Oh, Jesus, I don't think I can do this."
Yeah, I do think there was more people there,
Someone else involved.
definitely.
They found
Yeah.
out who she was.
That-
Maybe. like it.
Yeah, they
Or-
found out who she was.
Or maybe, she, as
Yeah.
Serena said, she had a secret and they found out and she had to disappear.
We'll never know.
And now Lisa is going to tell us her story.
The story I have chosen for this Unexplained Deaths episode is the Hinterkaifeck murders. It takes us back to March 1922 in Germany.
Feck, feck, feckity, feck, feckity, feck.
Fickety fick, 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 fick.
I'm going to be saying it several times. Acclimatise yourselves.
Heck.
Okay. Imagine living on an isolated farm, surrounded by woodland, where the nearest neighbours are far enough away that your cries for help might never be heard.
That sounds like an absolute dream.
Me too. This is the story of Hinterkaifeck, a place where even before the murders, something felt deeply wrong. Our story takes us to Bavaria, Germany, in the spring of 1922. The Hinterkaifeck farm was home to Andreas Gruber, his wife, Casilia, probably not pronouncing that right, their widowed daughter, Victoria, her two children, little Casilia, it's the same as the other one.
Little gazelle.
Eva told me how to pronounce it, but I forget. And 2-year-old Joseph.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Where'd you get Joseph out of?
Such a
Probably
normal name.
Joseph.
Well, I thought it might be Joseph, but Eva told me that it wouldn't be Joseph in German. They wouldn't have the yo, they'd have the Joe.
Yo.
Oh, okay.
Apparently. Don't know. She could be
Yo,
wrong
Joe.
too. 2-year-old Joseph and a new maid named Maria, who had arrived on the farm that very day that everything would come to an end.
Ooh.
So everything ended the day the maid came.
Coincidence
Oh.
or not?
But the murders,
That's
The
the
murder.
murder.
but the murders weren't the beginning of the nightmare. In the days beforehand, Andreas Gruber reportedly noticed something strange. Fresh footprints had appeared in the snow, leading from the nearby forest towards the farmhouse. But there were no footprints leading away.
Mhm.
So did somebody creep into the house and hide somewhere?
Yes, and move into the attic.
Or had whoever walked to the farm that day simply vanished? But then came the unexplained sounds. Andreas reportedly heard footsteps in the attic
Uh-huh.
late at night. Again, this begs the question, was the owner of those footprints hiding in the attic? He searched the attic and the rest of the property, but found nobody. A newspaper appeared in the house that no member of the family recognised. A set of keys went missing. Small things that on their own might be a bit unsettling and easily dismissed, but together they paint a darker picture. Perhaps the most chilling detail of all came from the family's previous maid. 6 months before the murders, she quit her job and left the farm, telling people that she believed the farmhouse was haunted.
Oh.
Mm.
She claimed that she had heard unexplained noises, footsteps in the attic, and could no longer bear to stay there due to the unsettling presence she could feel in the house.
Oh.
Now, this was 6 months before the footsteps appeared in the snow that first day.
Yeah.
So,
But 6 months before that, there was no snow.
well, true. I don't know what Bavaria is like, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, it's weird.
That is weird.
At the time, many dismissed her fears and thought that she was exaggerating or being erratic. Then came the night, March 31st, 1922. One by one, 4 members of the household were somehow drawn into the barn. It's not known what drew them out there, whether they'd heard a noise or whether someone had called them or what. What we do know is that each of them was killed with devastating blows from what investigators believed was a mattock, which is a farming tool like a pickaxe.
Ew.
Then the killer entered the house.
With his pickaxe.
The new maid, Maria, was murdered in her bedroom on her first day in her new job.
Oh.
You can
Sounds like a
imagine that,
shite job.
like literally. So when you're complaining about work, just remember.
You should have,
Well,
she did a
she
shit job.
didn't have to work anymore.
Well, true.
True.
Finally, little
Fair point.
Joseph, just 2 years old, asleep in his cot, became
Oh,
the
no.
final victim.
Oh no.
6 people, an entire family, wiped out.
Oh, I'm getting Villiska axe murder house vibes.
It's freaky, like imagine everybody. Ugh, wrong. Yet somehow, the story becomes even stranger. For days after the murders, neighbours had noticed smoke rising from the chimney.
Oh.
The days after the murders.
Yeah, so the days after the murders, neighbours were noticing that there was
Like someone had
fire,
lit a fire.
still lit or whatever.
Oh god, were they
The animals were being cared for. Cows had been fed. There was crumbs indicating that fresh bread had been cut, found in the kitchen, and evidence that meals had been prepared was discovered.
Stop.
So obviously they discovered this afterwards, like after they
Yeah.
found the bodies, so whatever. It was as though the killer hadn't fled at all, but had remained on the farm, living among the dead bodies of the family for several days
Ew.
before disappearing without a trace. Still no footprints leading away through the snow. Nothing.
So the maid was dead.
Everybody's dead.
Everybody's
Everybody's
dead.
dead.
Everybody's dead.
Everybody.
Including
Yo,
the 2-year-old.
Joe, everyone.
Everybody's dead. But the fire, the neighbours had seen, they didn't raise the alarm because they'd still seen the fire on. The cows were fed, whatever.
So they had no
Everybody's dead.
nobody had discovered the bodies yet.
No,
No, because the killer still lived there and
for a few days
took
after
care
he killed them.
of the
So how
farm.
did
and
they know?
Because then obviously when they found the bodies, they can tell how long they've been dead for.
Obviously,
But there
the
was, like,
person
fresh
left
breadcrumbs
after
and stuff.
several
Okay,
days,
okay,
and then
okay.
they realised, oh, they're not lighting the fire. What's going on?
Yeah,
That's weird.
That is very weird.
Mm-hmm.
so weird. I imagine living there. Well, like, surely if you kill them with a pickaxe, there would have been a lot of blood and
Oh,
Smell?
what if we ate them?
Uh,
Sorry, that just popped.
it's so random.
Even Ted's like, what?
When the victims were finally discovered, investigators launched one of Germany's largest murder investigations.
Murder.
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 More than 100 suspects were questioned over the years. Family members, neighbours, travellers, even possible hired killers. But no theory ever answered every question. No one was ever convicted. And more than a century later, the case officially remains unsolved.
Wow.
For those interested in the paranormal, Hinterkaifeck has become something of a legend. Some believe that strange events before the murders, the footsteps in the attic, the mysterious footprints in the snow, the missing keys, the maid's desperate insistence that the farmhouse was haunted, suggests something beyond the ordinary explanations. Skeptics, of course, argue that these events may have had perfectly human causes and that the true horror lies not in ghosts, but in an unknown killer hiding in plain sight. Whatever you believe, one fact remains. Someone walked onto that farm. An entire family was murdered. Someone appears to have stayed there afterwards, then vanished, leaving behind one of history's darkest mysteries. And perhaps that's what makes Hinterkaifeck so terrifying. Not because we know what happened, but because after more than 100 years, we still don't.
That's a bit mental.
It's giving me that, what's his name? What's his name?
Again.
Ed Gein vibes.
Ted Bundy.
Just randomly murdering people and wandering
Yeah.
around, like
Wearing their skin and all. I know, obviously, they're not wearing the skin, but like
living there, amongst
living
the dead
their
bodies.
lives amongst the dead. Like,
And then getting away with it, just walking off free, no trace.
oh my
No
God.
trace that it even walked off.
Like no, they never found anybody. Like,
Yeah.
how did it, like? I know it's 1922, but like surely they had.
But maybe he walked back through the same footsteps backwards.
True.
But would you not?
But
If it
would
was
you
in
not
the
see-
snow,
you could
would
walk
you not?
backwards. That'd be really hard to do.
It would be, but you'd know your steps.
just
Like
laugh
if
and
you were
fall.
intentionally know you're going to follow your steps back,
Yeah,
you wouldn't take as big a step.
yeah,
you know
you
what I
plan
mean?
it, like
You'd be planning it. Like you can't do something like that and not have a plan.
not have a plan. Yeah,
I'd say he was there multiple times beforehand, especially with the maid.
haven't heard it. 6
Yeah.
months
Haven't
ago.
heard it 6 months before,
Yeah,
and for so long. Like how long was she hearing it beforehand?
yeah.
she,
That actually
eventually
made
just
her
drove
like,
her and go, I can't
anymore,
deal
like,
with this anymore.
yeah.
So they
Imagine
were
though, even the
sussing out
thought
the
of
house,
that someone was coming and going from your house without your knowledge, like living in your attic,
God.
like
That's actually mental.
Well, I've no fear of that because I am in the attic.
Emma does live-
I
Emma
live in
does
the
live
attic.
in the attic. Yeah, no, it's creepy.
That's very creepy.
And the fact that like it just never, it's like yours, never, no evidence, no nothing, just yeah. So that was my unexplained death for this episode.
That's mental. The fact that there was no footsteps leaving the house.
Yeah,
And
I know
that they were
that's what
eating
gets me
bread
too.
and all around
They were
the
like
dead bodies.
literally just living there, dead bodies, happy,
Just
happy.
eating their food
Yeah.
that was left over from
And
the family.
like, what happened when the bodies were discovered?
They launched one of Germany's biggest murder investigations.
And didn't find anything.
That's mental.
Yeah.
Great.
That's
It's
actually
actually
mental.
crazy, you know. It's really weird.
And like too much time has passed now to even try to do like
Yeah, because they would have
forensic
needed like
searching.
DNA and
Can
stuff.
you,
Yeah.
can you visit the house?
Oh, I don't know.
Can we add that to the list as well?
Right,
Only in
so we're
Germany.
going
We have a very long list.
The list is getting longer. To an isolated farm in the lonely hills
Yeah.
of Bavaria, beside
Yeah.
the forest. In the
Absolutely. Yeah.
snow.
Bring me Kindle with me. It won't be bothering me.
Emma can sleep in the attic.
And that wraps up today's episode of Unexplained Deaths. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any spooky stories yourself, don't forget to send them on to Paragals.Ireland@gmail.com. And then until next time, stay spooky.
Bye.